And now, coming to you from the Pensado Media Center, powered by Westlake Pro.
To hip-hop and way, way, way beyond, our guest is at the very top of his game. So many entrants in the M.A.A.D Converse Mix Contest, my Lord. We'll have to discuss that and share that with you. Gear Expo, absolutely off the hook. We'll introduce you to a company that we like a lot and we're big fans of. JD, hit the switch, please. You're at the place. It's Pensado's place.
Yeah.
The accordion, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you picked a good day to drop by. Thanks so much. Glad to see you. What a week.
There's a lot going on in it.
Yeah. I had a great time in Nashville. So shout out to everybody that put up with me for a few days.
The Blackbird folks, it was good to speak with them.
My dear friend Ernesto, what a blessing to have in the audio
Talented
community.
Boy.
Yeah, and then of course John McBride and the students.
Becca, Mark Rebell, the
Mark
whole
and Kevin.
Karma was traveling, right? She wasn't
I didn't
there.
see Karma.
Right, she was traveling.
Yeah. Good time had by all.
Yeah, well, I think it's our live season, isn't it? Is that what makes it so crazy?
I guess it threw me off a minute, but yeah, because we tend to, yeah.
Should we get to it? Yeah. Welcome, we're a touring act. Shall we get to it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Hey family, how was your week in audio? We trust it was good. Continue to like and subscribe if you would. We certainly appreciate it. We want to take a moment to recognize one of our fallen soldiers. Our condolences to the family of Vincent Van Hoff. We knew him. He was a phenomenal member of the audio community, and I've watched all the reaction to this. I mean, this guy was really loved by all.
Yeah.
I think it was unexpected.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't know him well, but our paths crossed.
Yeah,
and I
same here,
used
to be
his,
fair.
for those of you that don't know, he was just a gifted man in audio, constructing studios, tuning everything, just a great audio architect, and someone that'll be greatly missed.
Audio in heaven. It's going to be smoking. A lot of folks
true.
here, right?
I never thought of it that way.
Cool. Moving on. It's all busy here at the place. Live season is upon us, as we alluded to earlier. We're going to get to some various parts of the country and see you, or get you to come see us. We always love that. It's great to meet the people that
it's
when we look
everything.
at those
It means
limbs.
so much.
The folks who help make that happen, you know them: Vintage King, the Blackbird Academy, Audio Technica, Landr, the Fab Factory, DTS, M.A.A.D, the Recording Connection in Studio 202 DC. Our M.A.A.D Music Converse Rubber Tracks contest has just blown through the doors. Over 2,000 entrants. It's been listened to over 250,000 times. So Dave and I spoke. I talked to the folks at M.A.A.D. We want to ask your permission and indulgence to wait another week or so. What we wanted to make sure happened is that everybody's mix gets listened to and judged fairly. We'd rather get it right.
Takes a lot of time, Herb.
Takes a lot of time. And with those kind of great prizes on the line, you've got an Apollo twin duo, appearance on our show, great software from Isotope, gift cards, and M.A.A.D memberships, and a bunch more. We want to get this really right for you. So thank you again for your indulgence. We'll get it together, and then we'll come back with the winners. So great job. By the way, there's a whole host of folks who are sending me stuff separately because they missed the deadline. They're like, Herb, by the way, some people.
We'll have a separate contest for them where they can buy us lunch at Craig's.
Oh, what a gracious gift!
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, I mean, it's all about the people.
It's all about sharing.
Yeah,
the community.
Sharing, yeah.
Another thing you want to do on your calendar is June 11th. You want to get indulgent yourself. Come on down to Gear Expo LA, Vintage King lot in Hipster downtown. Saturday, again, June 11th, from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Go to gearexpo.com. You see it right here. See that URL? Sign up. Look at all the vendors and all the gear and all the stuff you can win. We've got killer panels of absolute badasses. The headliner panel, which is I think at 11:30, you're going to meet the folks behind Nicki Minaj, Justin Bieber, Sia, Panic at the Disco, a vice president of A&R at Warner Brothers, who's also a rock drummer, and one of the best mastering guys in the game who just joined us. That would be Josh Goodwin of Bieber fame, Big Juice Delane, Nicki Minaj, Jake Sinclair of Sia and Weezer, Samantha Maloney, who is just a badass rock drummer. Ladies, you got to come learn from her. And she signs things. She's played with Motley Crue and Hole and Peaches. And Gavin Lurson called last night. He's going to stop through. If you're a DJ, if you're into EDM, if electronic of any type, our electronica panel features Sidebrain, an amazing guy. Yeah, really. Dedalius, an amazing guy. And then LA icon DJ Malsky, he's going to be there. It's going to be really cool. There'll be a performance attached to that. In the afternoon, our Flicks panel. If you are into television or film, if you're in the audio space, Mark Mangini, who won an Oscar for Mad Max, he's there. Joseph McGee, the audio brain behind the Pitch Perfect franchise, now one of Universal's $100 million franchises, he'll be there. Fred Archambault, who is the front of house for Last Call with Carson Daly, an incredible mixer and a smart guy, he'll be there. And the doyen of East West Studios, our favorite, Candace Stewart.
That's going to be, I think that, I'm not exaggerating, that could be my favorite panel because I know so little about that world.
Pretty serious panel.
And they're a very important part of our audience, and we get some great responses and input from that world. And I've let them down a little bit, so I'm going to catch up with the panel.
And you guys should be there. On top of all that, plenty of giveaways. The M.A.A.D doc that M.A.A.D is giving away is a thing of beauty. Really? It is hard to get, and we're going to have that for you. A Focusrite Claret 4 Pre, that'll be there. Ableton Live 9 Suite, that'll be there. Software from Isotope, Audionamics, Landr. We're going to have Pensado mugs. Ooh. Pensado caps. Ooh. You can win some of that stuff. Ooh. We're just going to give that stuff away. Scholarships from Recording Connection. Also, food trucks, beer, hanging out, gifts, stuff, party, vendors. The Vintage King showroom is an absolutely gorgeous place. You're going to meet a lot of the makers of the gear. That usually means you'll get some free gear, but they'll be there. We're giving away the tips and cheer. That's what we do, right? But literally, these are things that improve your craft. So you want to come, not just, you're going to meet people who can teach you. You're going to meet people who can help you. You're going to learn about gear that can be very helpful in your career. We're also going to get a bunch of legends down who'll be floating around to impart their wisdom, take a snap with them. Please, ladies, know that you're included. Your contributions to the audio space is very important. Absolutely. And frankly, your contributions to an audio block party are critical because if it's just a bunch of guys hanging out in the summer, it'll be fun, but not as much fun.
You know what? There's a weird phenomenon. I was talking to Stephen Hawking about this. There's this thing where like gravitational waves kind of collapse on each other and time compresses and they just get here before you even think they're going to be here. It's like the time between now and the 11th is going to
infinitesimal.
You're going to be surprised how fast it goes.
So again, ladies, important for you to be there. Lots of stuff that you add to the party. The protocol is wide open. The event is free. Here's what you want to do. Sign up quickly. Only 2 more weeks. It's a hot, and did I say free? I said yes, free, a hot ticket. Again, enter right here, thegearexpo.com. Get there. It's the only audio block party, and we bring it to you again for free. Thanks, Vintage King. Thanks for everybody involved. Going to be a good time.
Yeah, the Chefster.
Yeah, Chefster's doing his thing. Yeah. Time to meet the hairy Hungarian who handles a hell of a lot. He goes by the name of Django. What's up, man? What I love is that the team throws up the Hungarian flag every time we do this.
Had to make the change.
You're proud, man. It's good to
Gotta
be
be
proud. We got a lot going on, sir.
I'm starting to losing more and more sleep, so I know a live event is starting.
I'm seeing you more and more at my place.
I know.
Late at night.
Herb has that effect on people, insomnia.
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
It'll spread. Man.
So Gear Expo sounds like it's going to be a good thing.
Such a good time. We have so much gear to give away. So many people are coming down. It's going to be a good time.
And I am noticing the early buzz on the Pensado Awards, of which our guest is one of the hosts, which we'll talk about that.
Complete animal.
He is a complete animal. Chongor has accompanied me to the studio a couple times, and we just sort of sit in awe. Because I'm really grandpa at the studio, but they're just nice to me. They just call me OG to make me feel good, which makes me feel good.
Original grandpa.
We'll talk about all that. This is my boy.
Should I mention my name change?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Wait, I'll give you a cue and do that.
Okay.
So plenty of guests, plenty of questions for our guests, Chongor?
Lots of questions.
Lots of stuff?
Lots of good stuff.
Cool, we'll be back to you. And of course, there's one other important date, which is the well, there's a lot of important dates, but this one's pretty critical. The Pensado Awards is August 20th.
Oh.
Sony Movie Lot, 7 to midnight. Receptions, superstars, hang out the Into the Lair Lounge. Go to pensadoawards.com for updates on everything from dates and time, which I just gave you. Hosts, you'll meet another one this week. Hotels, anything that you may need will be there. Our pro committee will be posted shortly. Our nominees will be posted shortly. It's going to be an absolute blast. If you watched the show last week, Chris Lord-Alge kicked it off as a host. Gavin Lerson just confirmed as a host. Our guest today is a host, so we'll talk to him about what he thinks. Sign-ups are flying in. They're sending me information from Eventbrite. People are coming. It's the night that hit creators gather under the stars, and you need to be there. In your world, you're a hit creator, and we want you in our world. A hit creator is not somebody who just makes a hit record. It's something they do in audio that they're proud of and impacts other people. That means you. Do not miss. Again, get to the URL right underneath me. Sign up right away. August 20th on the Sony Movie Lot. We want to see you there. It's going to be fun. You ready for that?
Inspirational.
Absolutely.
I'm very ready.
All right, cool. He really needs no introduction beyond being just incredibly hot and almost a big brother to us, not a little brother. You've heard the records, the nominations, and we want to tell you more what he's doing. We welcome back to our desk our good buddy, Derek MixedByAli. What up, man? Yay!
Derek,
Yay! What you got, DP?
Man, first of all, Derek's a friend, and in athletics, when the rookies come in, the vets, see themselves in the rookies, and they just can't help but fall in love with them. And Derek came into the profession as a veteran, which is kind of unusual because he spent like so many years in the trenches. But it's been so good to see a friend, a guy at his caliber with his integrity, everything he stands for, just do so well.
Talk about how he started.
Well, I know the story, but let me get him started. He started the right way, is what he did. He in fact, I'd like to ask him the difference between what he thought if he started with a school or not. But OJT, he learned on the job. He bought an M audio, very inexpensive.
Tell us about it.
Entry-level mic pre, a cheap-ass mic.
What?
And made 12 albums.
So was that the beginning?
It goes further than that, but that definitely was the beginning. A cheap interface. Forgive me for saying this, but cracked plugins. I couldn't afford plugins, and $100 mic. We made it happen.
And were you actually doing records that came out at that point, or you were just learning?
Yeah, all of the early TDE projects, mixtapes they released were all just that gear. Yeah, just that. Yeah, everything.
Wow.
Everything down from Section 80, all the old classic stuff that we've done.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And did you teach yourself the stuff, or just learn from other people? How'd you learn it?
Everything was trial and error. Trial and error. I feel like that's the best teacher, of course, is being hands-on and learning for yourself. You mentioned something about going to school and not going to school. I don't shame nobody for going to school. I applaud anybody that that goes out and looks for education, because that's important. Knowledge is power. But the route that I took, I feel like for certain individuals, is more important, because you for what you're looking for, you can go and look for that specifically, if that makes sense.
Right.
If you want to learn how a compressor works, you can go out and just search for that, and learn yourself and try yourself. And my whole thing with school is no one can teach you how to hear things.
Right.
So trial and error for me has always been key. It's always worked for me.
When did you have a sense when you were younger that your ear was tuned to music and all that kind of stuff, or because there's no way to know if you can hear until you actually jump in it, right?
No, honestly, I don't have no musical background. It kind of was all just, I found an interest in audio and just how you could record something that could last forever. And from there, I just learned the basics, and I just loved it more and more and more, and I got to where I'm at.
Amazing.
I'm curious about something. You maintain that you always mix in mono.
Right.
Are you just monitoring in mono, or do you mix in mono? You mix in stereo but monitor in mono? Because you said 80% of the time you're in mono. What does that mean, man?
Honestly, I start to mix off in mono. I do it specifically because it might be different for everybody.
Sure.
But the reason why I do it is because I play with imaging a lot. I like things spread out. On my reverbs and everything, I image my reverbs, and even with vocals and backgrounds, I like the image really pop out more. So when I mix in mono, instead of trying to mix a song where everything is imaged and you're getting just a super wide left and right mix, I like to bring everything back in the middle, and I get to gauge how loud things are, how loud things really are, instead of trying to gauge how loud things are in the spectrum, the sound spectrum.
And you use one aurotone?
Yeah, one aurotone in the center, and then after I feel like the mix is solid, then I'll go up to. I won't even touch the NS10s until I'm close to like finishing my mix.
Oh, really?
And even when I go to NS10s in mono, I really go back and play back in stereo once I'm pretty complete with the mix.
Got it.
I was just sitting here thinking, and it seems like in my career I learned as much, if not more, from the producers I was working with as other engineers.
Right.
And you started out with Kendrick. You guys started out somewhat together. Did that help having someone police your taste? Because we sell taste, we don't sell our engineering skills, right? How did that work out?
I mean,
how can they benefit from it?
Just coming up, I mean, it was really just the CEO of TDE, Top Dog. He would come. He had a house where he built a studio in the back, and this is where we all came up. We were sleeping on couches, sleeping on floors, and every time he came in, like, he loved the records, but he always just told me, look, it just don't sound like, you got to make it sound different. It sounds just like everything else out here.
Wow.
And at that time, like, we couldn't even afford tracked out beats, so we were getting 2-track instrumentals and stuff like that, and we couldn't break down the files, because of 2-track.
Right.
So I was very limited. I didn't have too much to play with. I didn't have all the things you need to really go in on a mix. So I just started playing with effects. If I can't play with the beat, then I'll just do something crazy to the vocals. And then from there, once Kendrick and everybody just realized that you could do more than just adding reverb and delay.
Right.
That's when they just kind of gave me free reign to say, just go crazy. Let's try to find a sound. Let's try to create something together, and that's what we did. And out that project came Section 80, one of the most classic projects.
So the early limitations actually helped you when it got to be, because you already knew what you could do.
Exactly.
And then as they layered on, you could control that as opposed to learning that way.
Exactly. So we were so limited. So like I said, we just had to Dre, I got to tell you, I say this all the time. Dre mentioned one thing to me. He said, it's not what you're working on, it's who's pressing the buttons. And at that time, I was feeling like I was limited. I didn't have all the right gear. I didn't have what I needed to go in and sound like Dre.
Right.
But when he told me that, I kind of just made what we had work for us. I made it happen. Try to take it out the box, and
What did you learn from Dre that you think would have made your career different now had you not learned?
Work ethic.
Really?
Work ethic. That's one of the most important things for somebody to be upwards of $1 billion to still be on the studio on time.
Yeah.
And to still work every day. That's super admirable.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm aiming for. If hard work overrides talent when talent isn't working. Like I said, I have no musical background, so for me to be sitting here now, just off of mixing from what I think is good,
Well, you do have a bit of a musical background. all those damn ringtones that you created when you were a kid for a flip phone, that had to help.
That's the hustle, man. That's the hustle.
Exactly.
So on Butterfly, I'm a little envious and somewhat glad I didn't have to do it. But all those live instruments, when you were presented with the thought of violins and saxophones and accordions, not accordions, but what went through your mind? Because you had not had experience with that before, and I got to give you a compliment. I think that helped because you lead them onto that song. It's really good.
I was scared shitless.
I didn't want to say that.
At NAMM, one year, I met up with you guys, and I seen Dave. I pulled him to the side. I said, "Yo, man, I'm fucked."
Right.
Like we have, these guys are like they're looking to me to mix this record. I'm like, I never mixed a jazz record. I didn't even grow up on jazz. Like,
Right.
fuck. Like what am I gonna do? He's like, man, you got this. Just do you. Just take your time, be patient, and just do why everybody loves you. And that's what I did. And
Yeah, but then I went home and prayed. I told him the right thing.
Because you hadn't done a lot of jazz either.
What can I say? I had nothing to say.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
I tell
When
you
he
what.
played me the record in the studio, I was blown away. Like I didn't expect it, and he somehow found a balance between the live instrumentation being live, but it feeling like a contemporary, current record that had hip-hop overtones that hit you like a different way. And I was like, whoa,
But
this is
I remember
genius.
thinking, seriously, man, I love the sound of his records because it's fresh, it's unique. You can hear his records and know who he is. And so I remember thinking, man, I just got to tell him somehow, some way, to just make a violin sound like you want it to sound, because Ali is also blessed at that time to work not solo but with a team, and so he had the safety net of some talented people from Soundwave on down, and I think that's what creates great music. Music's not a solo sport on any level.
Well, let me
ask Cleveland, but I knew he was going to do it. I had faith in him because he's just got such amazing taste.
Well, can I show you one?
He can mix a country song, a polka song.
Well, part of what's interesting, because when I have nothing to do, which is a lot of times, I stalk him and go, "Can I stop by?" And about every fourth day, I say, "Come on through," and I just go sit in the corner, because a number of things happen that I find fascinating. One is, much like you, and we work together a lot, for a guy, and this is important to you guys, started with just the gear necessary, self-taught, stuck to his guns, did his thing, got recognized, and continued. Now has the world available to him, but still kind of has the mindset of, no, I'm going to do this the way I do it. So the thing I notice all the time, one is, when you go watch him mix, it's almost athletic. I've never watched anybody mix so aggressively. And there's a clarity in his focus that I just like, it's like watching art. So he's aggressive and he's checking things and it's a decision made and it's move, and it's just like, and you'll just watch this thing shape. The thing that he's probably not giving himself credit to, that was much like you younger, is that he's got producer chops. And so whatever it is he's hearing, everybody that I've been in the studio around him with, whether the artist there or not, they're trusting him to input into that. Do you find that they're giving you that space to do that?
I feel that's why a lot of people come to me for mixes nowadays, is because of that. You know, not to shame anybody else, but, you know, a lot of, you know, things that I hear, people just doing the bare minimum just to get the job done.
Right.
You know? And I feel, you know, I was always taught, like I said, about Top Dog, you know, hustle like you broke. No matter what you have, you got to work hard because somebody else is going to work harder than you. So no matter what I have on my plate, I'm going to go 110 and add as much, you know, just add everything. Throw the kitchen sink at it, you know.
Pensado team, hustle like you're broke. Just well, like mostly because you are.
Hustle because you're broke. Derek, I love what you said, because if you don't know what a particular dish is supposed to taste like, how can you cook it? And how can you be a successful mix engineer if you don't know what a great song is and what it should sound like? I mean, it seems kind of obvious that we all have that skill, because how else could we create or pile onto somebody else's creation and finish that part of the vision for them without knowing what a great song should sound like?
I want to see what he thinks about.
And it's just.
Well, let me build on your point, because the thing that folks don't know is the variety of records you get to mix. Like, just since I've been around recently, in the last week or so, it'll be Beck or Mac Miller, or like you're getting a lot of calls from a lot of places, right?
I've been overseas working with a lot of cats in London, different genres. Like I said, I did a first Beck mix.
Which was sick, by the way. Sick.
Doing a lot of hip hop, alternative rock, just trying to expand my ear. Like when I go into a project, or I go into a project nowadays, I'm not just looking for. I'm looking for something that's going to challenge me. You know, I'm not looking for an easy mix. I'm looking for something that's going to take me to the next level, and something that's going to continuously make me grow. I don't ever want to stay in one genre. I don't ever want to stay in one place.
Right.
You know, if you guys know me for years, I'm always trying to progress, just in life, period. So I take, you know, I just translate that into my work ethic. You know, I always want to just progress in my work, and I'm going to say it forever. I just want to be one of the greats.
I'm bringing somebody over that you know who is closely connected with a ridiculously famous, badass guitar player who wants to do something with him in his world. So we'll announce that once that gets that together. It's going to be fun.
Hey, Derek, I can't remember where I found this out, but you use a lot of outboard gear, but on vocals you tend to use more plugins than outboard gear. Is that still accurate?
Right. I do a hype, because I was kind of sitting up on the Dre when we did the Good Kid, M.A.A.D City. Before that, I never mixed analog. Everything was in the box. But you know, just working with him, you know, he's SSL all the way down. You know, he go ham on the SSL. And again, like I was just saying, like the progress. And I'm seeing one of my mentors, what I feel is one of the best mixers out here today. Seeing how he works, so I just adopted that, and I try to make it work for me. But like I said, it wasn't my realm, it wasn't my world. So at that time, I had to find a way to make what I knew, which was everything in the box, compared to, you know, all the analog stuff that I didn't know, and I tried to just make a solid marriage. And that's pretty much what we kind of did, was doing all the crazy funky effects and all the automations and, you know, all the cool stuff in the box. But I would still give it that analog sound, the clarity, the depth.
And why not use everything?
Why not? If you have the time, why not?
Right. Chongo, you got a question for our guest?
Yeah, we do. This one's from Joe Gill. What kind of processing do you do in mono? Is it only levels, or do you do EQing and compressing as well?
Everything. I process, EQ, compress. When I say I literally mix in mono, like my assistant would set up the mix and know to press that mono button before I walk in that room. So I mean, it might sound weird to some people, but again, it's been working. So
look at the results. The results are going pretty good. Give us another one, man.
Call me Moss. How did you get the
Call
kick
you
in-
Moss?
That's
Okay,
it.
Moss. Oh,
Moss.
sorry. All right, go ahead.
That's the guy's name.
Okay, cool.
How did you get the kick and bass to sound so clean and vibrant in Mortal Man?
Immortal Man.
Vibrant? That guy just called his vibrant? Vibrant?
Is that a compliment or
I can see how you can say that. Honestly, it was just placement. A lot of that record was placement. We wanted to keep like a lot of the dirty feel to it. We didn't want to clean it up too much. We still wanted to keep it gritty and keep it nice and nice and full and thick. So a lot of that mix was really like a lot of levels and placements of the kick and the bass. We did some side chaining with that also, just so we can get the separation. But it was really just placements of where we wanted to place the bass and the kick and just set things up right.
Well, as present as you are in mixes, and I do think that people come to you as what you alluded, what you said, because they want your production kind of perspective put into it. Mastering, important process for you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because the way I think you mix, like you have your records pretty much ready to go by the time you give it to somebody else. Yeah. Is that fair to say?
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
My mixes when I'm done with the mix, I feel it's done. I mean, I'd put it out like that if the client wouldn't bite my ear off.
Right.
But I mean, I think everybody has the same issue. You send it off, and sometimes mastering engineers, a good master, a master, not a good or bad master, but a master is sometimes ruin. It'll make or break a record.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
You have to just choose whoever you're working with carefully and
what do you think?
On.
Do you have any thoughts about emerging technologies like companies like Landr and stuff like that?
Yeah, Landr is amazing what they're doing, especially for the people like me coming up. Like everybody couldn't afford the expensive, masters, even mastering period.
Right.
I remember I was doing L2s on all my master tracks just to try to get them louder.
Yeah.
That ultimately just crushed my mixes. Back then, I didn't know the difference. It was loud, so I was happy with it. But,
Amen, brother.
but real talk, just something that's available. Tip your fingertips. You can get in your laptop. You can master 15 tracks in 15 minutes. That accessibility is important nowadays when the workflow is so fast. Everybody's working so fast with the SoundClouds and everybody's quick to upload stuff that's just not quality. And what they're doing, they're giving the people who can't afford quality that reach. And I think that's important for the community, of course.
Critical. I think it's critical. One of the things that I know about you, and we spend a lot of time talking about, is building your business is important to you and protecting your brand and growing it. Because I think what I love about you is that you recognize that what you've learned and how you've come up can be important to somebody out there, and you want to inspire them. You've actually been signed as a motivational speaker to go around and do motivational speaking, correct?
I feel that's important, man. The youth nowadays, they're always, they're just pushed in the wrong direction.
What do you mean they? You're 25.
Okay, well, the youth, the other youth, my peers.
Yeah, right.
Now, real talk, you saying that, I have an old soul.
Damn.
I have an old soul.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
But I mean, like even today, like I still go back to like my old neighborhood, and I just see everybody. Like nobody's motivated. Nobody has no inspiration.
There's no hope, right?
There's no hope, and And when I sit back and think about it, that was me. I was sitting on the corner, chilling with the homies and, doing these things. And, I didn't have no one to look up to in the sense of, that he came from where I came from. He grew up without the things, it's just like I did and this and that, but you still made it possible. Just that word, that sense of, like you said, hope, that sense of, I can't put my finger on, just like you said, hope, man. It's important.
Because you need something to grab onto.
Somebody that kind of macheted the path you can follow.
I mean, because growing up, everybody wanted to be a ball player or a rapper or this or that, but, I'm trying to shed the light on the fact that you could be anything you want. Like, you don't have to just put yourself in a box and just feel like you have to do one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could do anything you want if you just work hard.
Yep.
That's all it is. Just work hard. Don't expect nothing to be handed to you. Don't expect anything from anybody. Just work hard and have your passion, and God's gonna lead you wherever you want to be in life.
And I'm sharing stories because we have a lot of off-camera conversations. I remember the first time he did the show, and he came up to me and he said, "I'm nervous." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "You don't even understand what you have, do you?" And he actually taught me about Pensado's place. This was back when we had Art Institute. We've had subsequent conversations since then, and I remember at one point in time we wanted him on panels and stuff, and he said, "Well, you know," and he was just concerned about how he was going to come off, and I was like, "Man, the you that you are is the you that you need to be. There's nothing better than you, and your ability to go back and say to people, I'm you.
Yeah.
I made it from grind."
I'm telling you, man.
That is the elixir that makes people.
It's important. I mean, I tell people all the time when they ask me, "How did you?" I'm no smarter than nobody sitting in this room. I'm no smarter than nobody on the internet. I just applied what's available to everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
You outworked everybody.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that's you know,
That's
hustle like
his
you
thing.
broke.
That
regardless.
hustle like you broke, no question.
I came
That's
up
our new
around-
motto.
yeah,
Right? I'm gonna have a tattoo.
I got it tatted right here.
Absolutely.
But it's, you know, that was just our motto. Like I came up around all hustlers and just, you know, and that was what's most important. You know, if you really want something out of life, if you want something for yourself, you have no option but to work hard for it.
2 seconds on, you have thankfully graced us and going to be one of the hosts of the Pensado Awards 3, right? give me your take on what it means in the community and stuff like that.
There we go, man.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Man, it's important, man. What you guys done for the community is important. Like I said, me coming up, I didn't know about Pensado's place.
Right.
I didn't have that. You know, all I had was forums to go and read and to try to figure out, you know, and like I said, I couldn't pay nobody to teach me how to make, you know, it was hard. So just having a platform, having a community, having everything what you guys have built, to all the up and coming guys coming up, you know, it's home, you know. You know, there's plenty of times I get stuck on how to do it, you know, how, dang, this bass isn't feeling right. Let me
Come Pensado's place. It was up.
Let me check out the layer and see what Dave was talking about. But
plus, it's a fun night,
it's a great night. You know, the award show, man, it's all great people. Everybody shows love. There's no, oh, I'm this guy, I'm him. It's no egos, you know. It's just a great night. It's a great place. You know, I hope to see everybody there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have a few drinks on stage.
Ali will make it. No. I'm not, he'll make it real. Like,
that's cool.
There's
like
some
that.
events every night, and also we're talking about like a certain opening that we'll
we gotta turn it up.
We're gonna turn it up. We're gonna turn it up.
But the award show, man, like I said, it's the 3rd year. And what you guys have built, man, it's 100 years from now, it's gonna be.
We all built it.
You absolutely helped build this. We never have enough time. I like to hit it in tight bits and pieces and keep having them back and so forth. We got a lot. There's a lot. When you hear the music coming from this man's ears and fingers and so forth, it is just. I'll tell you, man, it's just a blessing. Look, when I have a choice to hang out and I go, let me go hang out in the studio, and I just sit in the corner, and they are, and what's funny is in the studio, the whole environment is Ali. So it's one thing, because he gets in his thing, he's working, and then there's a social thing going on that's a whole other thing, and man, it's just a hang, man. I'm like, I'm asleep in the corner, wake up. Exactly.
For me, life is not a level playing field. I'm a little up. Sometimes I get a little down.
Right.
And when I need a little inspiration, I put in something by the combination of Derek and Kendrick, and it's always uplifting. Always uplifting. Even the songs that are a bit darker, uplifting.
Amazing.
The stream of consciousness stuff. All of those songs don't have a genre. They have a spirituality to them that just is.
It's a genre that we created. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Exactly
right. It's
a genre we created. Years back. We called it human music. Human music, music that anybody can relate. Everybody can relate.
I agree, 100%.
That's what we make it. It's human music.
DP, I thought we would do something different in our normal ITL. There's a lot of technology around mastering going on, and one of the companies that we've gotten to know over time a little bit is Landr. You actually mix something where you use a process. Tell us what you think about Landr.
Well, there's so many versions of Landr to discuss. It has uses all the way from a person at my level, but one of my favorite things is like, not everybody can afford mastering one song for more money than what they paid for their equipment.
Yeah.
In some cases, one song, and so it gives them an option to kind of compete when they have a mix they've done and they want to send it out to a label, run it through Landr, and it's very good, and then they've got a pricing tier that's a little bit unique, so that they can accommodate your needs, and you're not paying for things you don't use. And I think that's a very special thing, and really respect their clients.
Wow.
through income.
Right.
And who does that, you know?
Right, absolutely.
So movie guys use it, writers use it to for submissions to the labels. It's a really well done thing.
And
It's
all the-
something we can stand behind.
All the way from Montreal, Canada, our friend Justin Evans.
Hey guys.
Hey, man. So, co-founder, co-creator,
Yeah.
part of the visionary for it. Been
Yeah.
an amazing ride. How old is the company? How long has it been around?
Well, the company dates back actually almost 10 years now to research that was done at Queen Mary University of London.
Really?
Yeah, and there was a group of researchers there. My co-founder Stuart, who's
Yeah.
one of the main brains behind Landr, started a research group about machine learning and what it could do for sound engineering tasks. And they were some of the first people to ever do that. I met them about 4 years ago now, and went and saw the university, went and saw the research group, saw what they were doing. It was tremendously exciting. It was like, I saw it was the future. I was
Yeah.
like, it was the future for music tools. I mean, machine learning's changing self-driving cars, what happens with
Exactly.
Facebook, facial recognition.
Exactly.
I was like, someone is going to do this for music. And I saw these students and I wanted to be a part of it. So I've co-founded the company, brought the research back from London to Montreal with Stuart. He came along. He was a great guy. Love him. Hey, Stuart. He's great. We then started to commercialize it. And we took about 2 years of hard work and a lot of testing, incredibly generous music scene in Montreal, that all that community from techno to indie to hip hop, all the community kind of came in and helped us refine what we were doing. Then we launched the first iteration of Landr 2 years ago, a little bit, it was like our second anniversary a few days ago.
Wow, congrats.
And in that 2 years, we've mastered 2 million songs.
If I use Landr today and then I use Landr a year from now, what are the odds it'll be identical?
Very, very slim, because, I mean, this is one of the most exciting things about Landr. When we launched originally, it was built to be a self-learning AI. The whole thing's got a lot to do with the amount of data that we have.
Yeah.
And so when we started out, we had an academic database of hit songs that we were able to train it on. But what's gotten really exciting is that those 2 million songs help the system learn. And so it gets better each time. We just had a new release of the engine
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Tremendous improvement over the previous one. We go in about a 6-month cycle. So every 6 months, it kind of has a vast improvement.
What do you see as the one thing that a person sending something to be mastered at Landr can do to enhance the process?
Very, very simple one. I think a lot of people trying to achieve mastering, put a compressor on their master bus, or record really loud, give us a little bit of headroom. The same thing a mastering studio would tell you.
Yeah.
And if you give headroom to Landr, you can really see the power of what it can do.
By headroom, you're talking about 6 dB, 3 dB?
6 dB is perfect. Anything there or higher.
So I'm curious on your standpoint, from Landr's standpoint, why the Pensado platform and the Pensado audience made sense to you guys?
I mean, it's a pretty obvious one for us. I mean, I think everyone that works in our studio, religious watchers of the show, even people that are the musicians on our team. Rory, who's in the audience, who does our social, religious watcher of the show. We've got we've been fans for a really, really long time. And I think for us, the reach that you guys have, the community, the community loves you guys, and the community learns from you guys. And we're, for a lot of people, I mean, one of the goals of Landr is to make it easier. We get so many requests of people asking us how to mix.
Yeah.
We get so many requests into support saying, how can I get my files better before I send them to you?
Yeah.
We get so many requests from people saying, I don't know how to use this piece of gear.
Right.
We send them to you guys. I mean, it's like hilarious. We've been sending people to watch your episodes, watch individual episodes for like 2 years.
Right.
If I want to send one of my songs to SoundCloud or iTunes, do you have like specialty types of mastering just for SoundCloud, just for iTunes, just for...
So we've been doing MFit releases through our studio services for a while, which is
Let me
mastered for
stop.
iTunes.
Yeah, I was about to say
which
that.
is, but that's through our studio services. So we have a professional division that does that,
Okay.
and we've been doing that for a while. I'm really tremendously excited because actually today, as this show airs, we're launching Mastered for SoundCloud.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, it's pretty
Look at
great.
you.
And so,
Good for you guys.
And the really awesome thing, because we're so excited about it, SoundCloud's so excited about it, together we've come up with a deal where we can offer it for free for people. So you can try it out. Anybody out there, just go to landr.com/SoundCloud, easy to remember.
Wow.
2 names.
Yep.
And give it a shot. And it's pretty exciting. We're tremendously. Our whole core thing has been empowering the kind of musicians that are out there. We really like to think of ourselves as mastering for the SoundCloud generation.
Right.
And as that world
Very
has
smart.
changed, we're that company. I'm very excited to be that company.
The team.
Yeah.
Got a great team?
Amazing team. We have a team of engineers that work on tracks for some of our premier clients,
Like
and
me.
like you, and so like Warner Brothers, who was an investor, came in through Bruce and Greg, who were incredible.
Yep.
And Disney, a bunch of other people that we do this for. The really cool thing is we have really great pro engineers that work on the tracks. They're using the system and then they're tweaking it, and the system's actually learning from what they tweak. So this is the human supervision. It's actually a really similar process to how that, I don't know if you guys saw that crazy Rembrandt painting that was done.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with supervised machine learning.
Amazing.
It's a pretty similar process. And so there's a human kind of touch to it that's teaching the system the whole time.
Shout out to MTSU on behalf of Daniel, right? He's over there waving.
What everybody's wanting to know,
Is,
well, I know,
which is?
how'd you come up with the name Landr?
Left and right.
I had no
Stereo mix sound. I love it. I've seen people look at this logo and go, no, like when they see
can't be
the
that
ad.
simple.
Yeah,
Is that?
it's great.
Damn, that's
yeah,
a good one.
yeah.
That's
Thanks
the
so
man.
much, guys.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Justin
Thank you,
Evans,
Justin.
Landr, take us home, man.
Okay. Derek, I'm going to get you to help me. For someone coming up now, the world of music they're going to inherit could be 5 years away. Where do you see music, not just one form of music, where do you see music in 5 years from now? How it's made, what it's going to sound like?
How it's made in particular is changing daily. I think in the next 5 years, music, man, bro, that's a deep question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not that simple.
I think there's not going to be no lines. I think everybody's going to be making all genres of music. I think there's not going to be no style. Everything is just going to be like, it's free for all, you know?
Yeah.
With all the young kids coming up, everybody's being so creative. Everybody is trying different things, trying different sounds, different collaborative ideas. And I think, you know, just keep progressing that. It's the only...
Herb says that the internet has flattened everything. I like that when Herb says that it's flattened everything.
You can now break the rules,
Yeah, you
right?
can, yeah, for sure. It's not just hip hop or rock or R&B. It's what sounds good now. It's not. There's no boundaries, no borders. It's, you know, it's just creativity. It's art.
Absolutely.
You said earlier, a little differently, the rule breakers are going to rule the world in the future. It seems like that.
It definitely
Say
is.
goodbye, DP.
Adios. Goodbye.
See you guys.